I get a lot of questions from people about breeding, like, I've had my budgies for 2 weeks, why aren't they laying any eggs? Or, I'm a new bird owner, my budgies are kissing and everything, but they aren't mating, why? Or, this is the best one, I'm going to buy budgies now for the first time, what should I provide them with in order for them to breed? These are all horrible questions. And you know what terrifies me the most? Is that whether I answer or not, whether I tell them what to do or not, whatever I do, I know people, they will breed their budgies. That's horrible. It doesn't fail to terrify me every time I read one of these questions. And unfortunately, I get these questions more often than you might think. As one smart doctor once said, which he actually delivers babies on a daily basis, that's his job. And you know that he spent a lot of time of his life learning medicine. And who knows for how long he has been delivering babies. So he is professional in his field. And he said, if I am the one responsible for saving lives, in this case delivering healthy babies, then I am the one who is to blame for babies that die. Think about it for a second. Let it sink in your mind. He is professional and he knows what he's doing. And he does the best he can do to deliver a healthy baby. But you know what? He still blames himself if something went wrong. It's not a game breeding budgies. It's a life. You are playing with their lives if you don't know what you are doing. Please go and educate yourself first before any breeding takes place. Without further ado, let's dive into the horrifying truth about breeding your budgies. One of the most common mistakes owners do is that they don't separate the breeding pair from other budgies, because budgies are very social and live in flocks. So people often think they can keep them together when they breed, which could lead to catastrophic results. One of the main issues where when you have more than one female, they could get very territorial and fight over a nest box. And even if you have more than one nest, they could fight over one of the nests because they both chose the same one. These fights could be very harmful or even lethal. And after the fight's over and one of the females overpowers the other, the loser could wait for the winner to take a break and go out of her nest and then go and kill her babies. So it is very dangerous to keep them together. Another mistake, breeding young budgies. Breeding a young couple could have devastating effects, from killing their young to parents abandoning their children. Young pairs might not be fully ready to have an offspring, whether it is by mistake or on purpose, but you could end up with a lot of dead chicks. It is very important to wait for the parents to be at least 1 year old of age before letting them breed. If you don't know how old are your budgies, I have a video to teach you how to estimate your budgie's age. I will leave a link in the description. Anyway, even with adult parents, you might still find yourself in a very uncomfortable situation. They could ditch one of the young and leave him to die out of starvation. Or even worse, they could attack one of the babies or pluck its feathers. It could be only one of the parents doing that, in which case you might need to separate that parent from the others. Or it could even be both of the parents attacking one of the young, where you have to take the chick and separate it from the others. If you are not ready with the appropriate kit in case you need to take over the parent's role and feed the ditched baby if necessary, then you are not ready to breed. Of course, that's change in diet and food consumption. Breeding pair need more than the normal diet you feed your budgies. They need more eggs and calcium. It is very important to provide them with these nutrients. Calcium for better eggs production and the eggs for the proteins. This is all should be added to their normal diet. That includes a lot of fresh vegetables. And of course, when chicks hatch, you will need more food available as they are getting larger in numbers. What was enough for the two parents isn't enough anymore, as more and more chicks hatch. And you need to know as a breeder how to stop them from breeding. Otherwise, they might end up breeding all year long, which could have a very bad outcomes, from exhaustion to egg-bound, which is a very serious medical emergency. And of course, the breeding diet is not healthy for your budgies all year long. You need to give them a break. And if you don't intervene, they will breed all year long. For example, when your budgies are molting, it is a very stressful period. Imagine on top of that, they have to take care of their babies. It's just plain torture. And if you are not careful about the babies, you could end up with splayed feet. You need to be very careful. You can recover from splayed feet budgies if you discover the condition early on. And with your lack of knowledge and experience, not only you won't be able to tell that your budgies are having this problem, but also you don't even know how to deal with this problem. Another problem you might face: red mites. They can infest the breeding box and they reproduce very fast. When you discover you have red mites, it might be really late. If you have seen one red mite, that means there are more mites yet to hatch, and an army of mites that is feeding on your budgie's blood. And the babies would easily die without you knowing the reason behind their death. It is a slow, painful death, dying from anemia. Now I know this video was horrible, stating all the bad things you can face breeding budgies. But it is important for you to know that breeding is not an easy process. I want you to be ready not only to have more knowledge about problems you might face during breeding, but also to have the right kit available in case it is needed. And I want you to study how to solve these problems and take good care for the chicks and be ready to fight for their lives, to grow and be healthy and happy budgies. for more about Budgies, make sure to subscribe to the channel if you are watching this video from YouTube and hit the bell icon to get notified when the next video is up. Or like the Facebook page if you are watching this video from Facebook.